Hey Blade fans, it's OG Blade Reviews back with you once again, and we've got an exciting time on the old tabletop today. What's with the tools, you may ask? Well, got my nice Ouija bits set out. I've got a T20 and a T8. Got my KBC son. Hey son. Ratchet, which is kind of nice, you know, very configurable, and you'll see why a little bit later perhaps. But why have I got all these tools in my trusty rubber Lyman gun takedown mat? Well, because I'm going to take something down today. But first, remember this? That is my Microsoft, I almost said Microsoft, didn't I? Microtech stitch with the LEX Customs scales on there, titanium scales. These are the Bead Blast polished scales. And here on my MSI, I have the Stonewash scales. And there are videos on all these if you check the channel. And finally, in a bronze Cerakote is my Hogue Deca, which had these puny kind of lightweight FRN plasticky scales on it. Now she feels really solid and nice with these titanium scales. Whether you know it or not, titanium is going to add weight to something that had a G10 or a carbon fiber scale on it. Okay, so these all come from the good folks at LEX Custom Scales. Alex over there sent me these scales, and let me see if you can figure out what they fit. And then we'll do the big reveal. You're probably already skipping ahead because you're anxious. Well, I'm glad you're anxious. Glad you're excited. What do we got here? They're a bit larger than these other scales now, aren't they? Well, what we're going to embark on today is a disassembly and a rescaling of this monster, the Microtech Amphibian, which currently is decked out in G10. Yep, green G10, OD green G10. These are the grooved scales, I guess you call them. There's also the original frag scales that they came out with. This is all in apocalyptic, and I haven't done an apocalyptic knife just yet, so these should be a really nice match for that blade, I would say. So I'm going to do this in stages. I'm going to do some disassembly, come back to the video, do some more disassembly, back to the video, reassemble, etc. Do it a few stages, but it'll be fast for you because I'm going to be starting and stopping the camera. So here we go. LEX Custom Scales for the Microtech Amphibian. Check it out. First step with the knife open, we're going to take the T20, remove the pivot. We'll probably do that last, sorry about that. Take the body screws off. We're going to remove the scales completely, so we're not going to need to take the clip off. Well, actually we will, because the clip's going to go on the new scales and it mounts directly to the new scales. We don't need the plates. And we don't need the filler plates because unfortunately for you lefties, this is going to be a right side only clip. As you can see that they didn't mill out the left handle side. I'm hoping one day that Alex over at LEX Customs, and LEX Customs is from Denmark, I think. I'll get that info for you later. Denmark or Finland. Oh, one of those Nordic countries, right? My bad. So next thing you'll see is this whole half of the knife off. I'll show you the guts. It won't be bloody though. Well, there you have the left side off, and we have the back spacer there. I'm not going to do a complete disassembly. I'd rather not have to put back together what I don't need to necessarily. I will need to pull this part of the frame plate holding the mechanism together. Need to take that off, and it should slide right over the ram lock. And I've got my little trusty Lyman hammer with a brass pin available in case I need to tap out that pivot, because usually they're a little bit snug. There we are in our intermediate step here. I've got the blade out. I've got the left side of the scales off. I've pulled the pivot pin. I'll put that back in after, obviously, I put the right side scales on. So not sure how many little jumps we'll make in this video, but we're getting close, getting close. I decided to flip her over, leave the blade out, leave the bearings out. Obviously leave the pivot out, and I loosely put the titanium scale on the left side. I'm going to do the same thing on the right side, see if that works out. It's kind of an experiment as you go. Yeah, guys, so you will not believe, I swear you will not believe, the fact that in the midst of this disassembly, I lost one of my multi-row bearings. And I still haven't found it. So what I had to do was kind of salvage one from a older MSI, same exact bearing, by the way. So don't correct me on that. They are exactly the same multi-row encased in nylon bearings, but I hope to find that soon so I can reassemble my MSI. I have two MSIs. One I put these scales on, and the other one's got the original scales on. It's one of the injection molded. Or maybe I can beg a set of multi-row bearings off somebody. Anyway, I'm not going to hold you up for that. This is keyed. It's a D pivot setup, if you want to call it that. So you've got to make sure this goes in through the plate, through the flattened area. You can, not so much on the pivot, but on the plate. That's where it keys in. So you can see there is the flat over there. So we have to make sure that's done. I'm going to pause the video again and see if I can be either at or nearly at a completion for the next clip. Well, I spared you all the trouble. Saving the easy part for you guys last. T20 bit and the pivot screw. And there she goes. And we'll make sure that we adjust that. It's already centered, by the way, without even putting the screw in. So the nice thing about these knives is they're not too, at least I haven't found that they're very picky with regards to the tension and the action. I mean, look at that. I mean, that's centered up perfectly. And I'm just going to check all the body screws as well, but let's just make sure we got that snug and it isn't over tightened. It's really kind of like that just secures everything together. It's not really putting any tension on the blade that I can see. And by the way, that's nicely polished in there on this generation. I know there's some issues, back wrap and the knife closes and all that kind of thing. This seems pretty good. I ain't gonna get into that, but nice functioning. The blade is absolutely solid and it looks stellar with these scales on it. What I'm gonna do, while I've got you, is swap out the bit for the T8 again. Beauty of the knife too is T25 for the pivot. Don't try to take that side out because it's keyed in. Only that side. And then this side does have a Torx, but you don't want to turn that. You basically want to just drift that out, Use a little brass pin if you need to, like that. It's good to have some of these gunsmithing tools available. But let me find the scale with the nice little Torx. Makes things fast too, and it gives you plenty of torque on the screws, which are in fairly snug and do appear to have like a blue Loctite on there. I didn't witness any red Loctite, which is a good thing. That's snug. That is snug. So whereas you needed the plates right there to hold the clip on with the original scales, and these are the G10 scales, and you can see how these guys just fall right out. That's the retainer that holds the clip on the G10 scale. There's the other G10 scale. North Carolina, Microsoft automatic knives, MAK, I'm not sure. Maybe you can tell me. Clip is beautifully matched, but as close as you're going to get for factory to aftermarket. Beautifully matched, look at that. And it keys right in. Oh God, I mean, the work that Alex did on these scales and all the rest that I've encountered is just really remarkable. Let's see if I can. There's your blue Loctite. Get in there now. There we go. The beauty is too that you've the scales themselves are tapped for the screws. You do not need those extra little retainer plates. I'm going to snug that down. Again, the only thing that I can find is that it would be nice if there was a left-hand option that could be improved upon. Let's see what we got. Oh, and it's got that ding from the titanium. Listen to that, huh? Crazy. Ding. There you go. Let's get the mat out of the way. Maybe I'll find my bearing too, huh? Multi-row bearings missing. Missing in action. I have to put out an APB. Well, guys, right about now, there's my logo. Click on it if you haven't subscribed. I hope you enjoyed this rather in-depth removal of the old Amphibian scales and replacement with LEX International. Here he is. And that's Alex. I don't know if there's any rhyme or reason for the two sounding the same. Probably not. But LEX International. Sweden is what I was trying to think of before. These are Swedish-made titanium, milled titanium scales, and Alex seems to be like a one-man show. Let's bring out some of the other folks here while we have our ending. MSI with the stonewash scales. Stitch with the, I think they're bead blast scales. And our little Deca, with the bronze Cerakote scales. You got lots of options. Hope you enjoyed everything. Be well and stay safe.